Chapter 94, The Wrong Side of the Bedlam. Safira spots Erland's monk nemesis Shakar for the second time that day.
So he holds that piece of paper up to the man, and with a smile, looking at the man, he sort of crumples up the piece of paper, and he tosses it into a nearby wheelbarrow that seems to be for collecting waste along the boardwalk. First of all, you need to calm yourself down, mate. It's understandable this guy's pissed you off, but could you please think of the potential consequences? Is killing or maiming this guy really worth it? Why don't we nab ourselves a bit of Mycrawl and head on over to the den in WN and talk it all out, say 5 o'clock.
Safira meets Erland at the deck and shows him the note Shakar left behind.
Are they trying to kill you?
Yes.
Is it you they're talking? Fuck's sake, Erland!
I didn't know he was trying to kill me. He was drunk and was trying to pick a fight. This escalated quite quickly.
Why? Chatting about
This
it
is
and then-
probably a trap, honestly. How did you get this?
I ran into him. Literally,
You
he
ran.
bumped into
He
me.
bumped into you.
He bumped
Oh,
into
this is
me.
a trap.
Tabling Erland and Shakar's feud, the group makes their way to where Marvin Bishop is hopefully being held, but hit an obstacle halfway through their journey.
There is something in the woods.
Girlons have that kind of, are in environments like this that might be out looking for a meal before returning to a nest that it's kept somewhere. And Safira is sort of motioning with her hand. You can hear on the other side of a tree like a... There's a couple of steps in the other direction.
Our friends avoid detection and continue on until they come upon a very occupied cabin nesting in a valley of the hills.
Too many men.
So, that is the scene that you see below you.
I'm hoping that several of these men will leave, and they'll leave Marvin behind in that house.
Or take
which
him
is
to
where I
some
think he's
other
being kept
location.
already, because I don't see anyone out here that's guarding anyone. So I'm assuming that Marvin is in the house.
Sure.
If we wait for another hour, 2 hours, maybe they will thin out and we can break into the house before they come back.
At the very, very least, we should spend some time, just like when we helped the Radiran Elves, we should spend some time watching and scouting.
But as the scouting begins, our friends get the sense that they are not alone.
Wait, that direction. Something's moving.
It's possible
In the blue
it's
direction.
nothing, but it could also be somebody flanking us. I don't know if we want to try to.
Certainly something.
That something is Shakar, and he's not flanking our friends, he's passing them, exiting the cover of the trees at the head of the valley.
And he holds his hands up, almost like he knows he's being watched, and then sticks the wand up in the air and creates this dazzling display. All of Marvin's captors start to look up at the sort of sparkling figure in the sky, this dazzling kind of pyrotechnic display. Someone's here!
Who the fuck was that?
Fucking Shakar!
Who?
This fucking monk that doesn't like
Problems
me.
for another time.
That the way he found you here, he had some way of finding you beyond just following you in the distance.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Marvin's captors take Marvin, throw him in a wagon, arm themselves with crossbows, and retreat.
We try and follow them quietly.
What are you talking about? We're just going to follow them south?
Stay within sight. Stay within sight.
When did this go from a scouting mission to killing 12 people?
We don't necessarily need to kill all of them.
What's the plan?
Then what are we going to
If
do?
you would give me a fucking second. We're not in danger yet.
I cannot engage with this right now.
If you don't come up with a plan right now, we're turning around.
Orba, get within distance to try and untie Marvin Bishop. I'll create a diversion.
A couple of them fire at you.
Orba's trying to get
You
within 30
You're
feet,
still
so-
moving closer? They're trying to like peek through the trees to see if they can see you?
I'm making myself as small as I can behind a tree or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna bodily grab you and like push you in the opposite direction.
You're a little too big to hide behind some of
Yep.
these trees. Someone fires.
Yep.
5 piercing damage. They keep reloading and it's looking like they're getting ready to fire again.
I'm bodily picking up Orba and I'm walking.
Orba, she grabs one of the branches of the nearby trees and gets pulled away at the last second.
You probably fucked this thing up. We're going north. Fuck it. I'm turning around and walking away.
I straight on head.
Okay.
You're not putting me
Yeah,
down?
I'm putting you down.
You have a
until
moment alone here.
Yep. Marvin! I'm sorry!
I'm gonna start moving north. I'm not even gonna look at Graven. I'm just gonna start moving back.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
That was a nightmare. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
We're gonna kill Shakar.
Is this the last we've seen of Marvin Bishop? Does Erland have any hopes of finding Grimari without him? Will our friends revenge prank Shakar or merely murder him in cold blood? Find out next time on Tabletop Notch.